in today's game of Heat, driving in the rain. So I'm just going to review my first game of Heat Heavy Rain, because the new arena season we're playing with the expansion. So this is my first game of it. The differences in the expansion are there are what's called chicanes, which are these two turns that are together, and they have one condition that connects them. So if there's a condition on this corner, it'll affect both of these numbers here. And then on the Japan track, there's this water, and what it means is if you want to downshift at all, you have to pay extra heat. So if I'm downshifting by 1, it costs 1 heat. If I'm downshifting by 2, it'll cost 2 heat. So those are the real big differences on the tracks. There's also some new upgrade cards. These purple droplets are super cool, which you look at your discard pile and you remove 1 heat from it and put it back into your engine. So if you can like spend a heat and it's still in your discard before it gets shuffled into your deck, you can clear it out, put it back into your engine. That's all that is. So I'm drafting looks like 3rd this race. So John takes wings, which I think are going to be really helpful on these chicanes here, so you can go through here at a higher speed, obviously. Sombra takes an RPM 2. I also think Slipstream's really good for these. So I take the air intake just because I've never used it before. I want to see how good it is. So it'll let me cool down the heat out of my hand and also from my discard. That's what that one does. Okay, on the other side here, I think I took this here. Yep, 3 RPM. Because like I said, I think Slipstream's going to be pretty good on these tracks. Okay, John, Sombra takes 1-3 breaks. John takes RPM 1. And then it's the second draft here. So there's no real big movement cards other than the gas pedal 1. So that would be like the main priority here. We have 6 heat in our engines, right? And I can go over the track conditions. I guess I should have did that before we start drafting. It's -1 speed through both of these turns here. +1 speed here. Free boost. And then an extra cooldown. Those are the weather conditions. So Gravino takes a suspension. Probably wouldn't have been my first choice, obviously. I took the gas pedal, of course. Like, this is probably better, right? See what they had before I start doing it. So they already had an RPM, I guess. But still, I think there's better choices than that one in particular. Sombra takes the RPM with the boost on it. John T takes the intake, air intake. So that's some cool down from his discard pile. suspension again. Whatever I take, I'm just going to discard. So I think that's what I discard. I put back the 3 RPM because I was thinking, I know what I was thinking. If I want to move short through here, because this is only a 3 and a 3, I need a smaller number for my slipstream. That's what I was thinking. So this track starts here. It's 10 away from the corner if you're on the front line here. So I can just stay in second. I don't need to shift up into thirds or anything like that. I slipstream up to here. Don't know if that was the right decision or not. Sombra is going to slipstream behind me. Then John T goes up in the 3rd gear. Also goes 8. Must have had a pretty lousy starting hand there to play those stress right off the bat. Then they boost and get into the front here. Looking at my hand, I'm thinking I'm set up pretty well, right? Goes 3. I chose to go 4 just to be safe here. And I have to pay 2 heat for that, but that's fine. Gravino had the same idea I did. I think whenever I did this first race, for some reason I forgot that it counted for both, right? Because it is my first race, you know, on these tracks. Red Legend's pretty nice to Sombra here. Not that it made a difference because they went 4, which is pretty expensive, right? Well, I also went 4. What am I talking about? We all wanted to use our slipstream is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so Gravino just goes there 3. I'm also just going to go 3. Now this coming up here is this long section. This is basically the real straightaway for this track. You know, you have this. It's not much of a straightaway. This is the big one here, and it goes underneath. So this is one movement, right? I'm able to slipstream again. I'm in good position to use my gas pedal here. And I have all these 1s in my hand. So. Now I did make a mistake at the end of this race because, like I said, I'm still new to these rules. And for some reason I thought the water counted for upshifting also, not just downshifting. And it cost me probably the race at the end. John's through the turn, but they only have 1 heat. Everybody else has at least 3, right? So I get a pretty good set of boosting cards here. Go 10. Then I boost. Gas pedal. Then use it again to move 4. Probably wasn't the wisest decision, but I figured, you know what? I have a bunch of 1s in my hand. if I'm going to get through this corner, you know, I can just go like 3, 2, 1, right? Because I was thinking, you know, I didn't think I was going to hit this water, basically, but this track is a 2-lap race. I did race the Mexico map earlier today, and it was a very painful race for me. That map, you definitely want to focus on cooldown. Really takes a lot of heat management, because this map has 1 chicane, that one has 2 different ones, and the chicane it has is a 2 twos. So okay, so I go 7 just to get through this corner. Figure, you know, I'm not gonna downshift or anything or stop short. I might as well just go to 7. And now I can downshift if I need to. I don't get the best draw, that's for sure. This is what kept happening to me. So I don't know if it's an adjustment I need to make. So I'm just into that whole let's get to a reshuffle as quickly as possible. But I didn't even get to use this, right? So all my heat is now in my deck. So I can't really use this until I actually do something that costs me heat. So I think that's why I initially went 7, right? So I thought I'm going to put these 2 into my discard, but I forgot I was going to reshuffle, right? So they were out of the discard before I could even use it. I think it's good to, when you're playing these new tracks or trying a new strategy or seeing new, I would say, not a new strategy, but seeing the new cards, trying things and seeing what happens, right? And then trying to learn a lesson from it. Everybody's trying to get up as far as they can here. Okay. I think John made a smart play there and stayed behind everybody. The problem is that legend card zipped all the way up to the front there, so it could cause him a little bit of problems. So I just go 5 because it's really all my hand will let me do. I had a boost and a 3, so, and I didn't want to be in 3rd gear up here, right? I wanted to be in 2nd gear so I can get around this corner easier. Rubita goes 5. And Sombra only goes 4. Then can Adrenaline and Slipstream everybody. What makes this corner so tough is that on that last lap, like here's where I messed up. I thought I couldn't upshift. I didn't think I had to heat the upshift. So that's where I made my mistake. And the finish line is so close to this corner too. It's like right here, you know. It's only 7 away. think I just go 3, right? I go 4. So I'm being greedy today. So here's the good thing about that cooldown. Supercharger, if it's not in your discard pile and you play it, you could still just check to verify, because in the rules of, if you're playing this live, right, you're not allowed to go through your discard pile to see what you have. But that card lets you dig through your pile, right? So if you think you have one in there, you can actually look at your cards. So try to formulate a plan of what, you can basically get your count back. So if you lost count of what cards were in your deck, you can probably use that card to peek at your cards and see what you still have in that. So I'm 13 away from the turn here. So I'm just going to go 8 and then boost. That'll get me to the 5, and I can boost up into the water area. That way I'm also not in 3rd gear, right? So I don't have to downshift or anything. Whereas John went in there in 3rd gear, so you better have the cards to get through here without crashing, right? The only problem with doing this is if you don't get a good card on the boost, you're kind of stuck there, right? I can use my gas pedal. Just stop right there. Oh no, I actually go up next to him. Interesting. I definitely have 3 here, right? Gonna go my 3. What makes this a good equalizer is I'm going to speed limit. I forgot that he did that. He played his wings. If I'm going to speed limit, I'm not losing heat, right? So if I'm going 3 through here, I can get to here and it costs me nothing. Somebody else goes through at 4, right? Oh, I did crash. I forgot about that. Goes through at 4, you're paying 2 heat right now, right? So why is it not going to the next player's turn? Let's see. So you have to excuse me, this replay was fighting with me there. Okay, Sombra gets to slipstream me, because unfortunately I couldn't slipstream orange. Wasn't too concerned here because I remember last turn how far ahead I got on the straightaway. So I have a bunch of high cards in my hand, so I just go 5. Then I see Gravino stops short. Like, they didn't go the full 3. So, cool down. I slipstream, so I got through the corner there. I just paid 3 heat, right? Or did I pay 2 heat? I paid 2 heat. So there's heat in my discard pile, so I definitely want to try to play this, I think. I don't remember if I did or not. If I mess around too much, I'm not going to get it out of my discard. Sombra goes 9. So 14, right? Why is this not working? Go into 3rd gear and just go 11 and slipstream. You can tell I haven't played this one too much because I made some really bad decisions here. I didn't play this, right? I could have played this and then cooled down one here and boosted if I needed to, right? Could have been much further along the track here. Gravina moves 8. Be at the 3 spot. We're in 3rd gear. I'm also in 3rd gear right now. I played my 2. That was a bad play right there. I played my 2 stress along with my 4. So I wasted my opportunity to use this air intake, right? So. Tough draw for Sombra there. John here never recovered from this crash here, so because that's the bad thing about this crash is that you still have to get through that second turn, you know. You did clear this one, but you don't clear this one. That's how it works, right? I was thinking here, if I go 6, right, I can get through this corner, right? But I didn't. What did I do here? Sorry, let me get through this real quick. I gotta see what I did because I can't remember. I know it was bad. I miscalculated the water, how it affects the cars and that. So. Fortunately for John, he can't catch a break. So right now I could shift into 2nd gear, right? and go with the 4 and the 2, which would got me through this corner. Instead I go 5, right? If I would have went 6, I would have been able to at least cool down, right? That's what it was. So because I went through like that, let me look at this again because it's bugging me. I remember there was something I was thinking about where I could go through it like second gear. And then cool down 2. That does 2 heat in my hand. Then I could have upshifted into 4th gear and then boosted. That's what it was. So coming through here at 3 took all my heat away from me because of the speed limit here. And now I just don't have enough speed here at the end to do anything, right? So all I can do is go 9. I do boost. The problem was I wasn't in 4th gear, right? So if I was in 4th gear, then I could have gotten a little bit further, right? I've been up here, I think, right? Like right here. And I would have won. Well, not necessarily, I guess, because that 3 would have been... I'm trying to think this through here. I really would have made it here, right? That's all I would have made it, I think. Yeah. It didn't really matter in the end, but still, it wasn't the optimal play. So I have a lot to learn with these tracks. Like I said, Mexico, the Mexico track really kicked my tail today because of how it's set up. It has 2 long straightaways, 2 different ones on either side of the track, and it has 2 chicanes on either end of the track. So but yep, another game of heat, pedal to the metal, this time with heavy rain expansion. Came in second. I don't blame John for just abandoning the game there. So I'm going to do a lot more of these races, obviously, because it is arena. So you'll see a lot more heavy rain in my videos. Even if it's not one of these new tracks, the upgrade cards will be part of it. So, but if you like this content, please like and subscribe. If you have any strategy tips for these tracks that I could use, please leave a comment, because I'll take any advice I can get. So, but until next time, have a nice night.